Hey, it's Kitchen Sink. Sorry it's been so long since my last video. Quite a lot's happened. Let's see, I did trail days. I was off for a few weeks making some art and stuff, helping out Boots Off Hostel, getting ready for trail days. I did sell some art at trail days, but most of what I made ended up being a wash because I had to use that money to send um, art supplies and stuff back home. So that was a little, it was definitely a learning experience, but it was a little frustrating because I was hoping, it took all that time, hoping to help fund my hike, but didn't, put a lot of work in, but didn't really end up um, with as much benefit as I was hoping. So anyway, been up, back on trail for a little bit. Did about 100 miles of Virginia, um, uh, past the quarter-mile mark, and did the Grayson Highlands with the ponies, which was fantastic. That was a huge goal of mine to see the ponies because Mom would have absolutely loved that. She adored horses, and she would have been really excited for me to have, been hiking on the trail with ponies right beside me the way. So that was really exciting and important. And that brings me to just something. I have jumped around a little bit. I have jumped probably about 400 miles, and I've hiked about 400 miles. So certainly not a purist. For those anyone who thinks I should be doing this as a purist, hiking every single mile of the trail, that's not happening. Um, and maybe it will someday, but it isn't happening this season. So I just thought I'd talk a little bit about what my goals are, uh, and for my hike this year. And so my biggest goal, my number one goal, was always to be out here with the hiker community, and to mourn loss of my mom and process that grief, and to connect with the hiker community as much as possible. Connect with other hikers, and be a part of the hiker community and embrace that experience. So that was always my number one goal. Number two goal was always to lose some weight and ideally keep it off this time. Um, and then, the final goal was to hike as much as possible and fill in any gaps in what I've section hiked in the past of the trail. Now Virginia was a big part of that, and I was hoping to check off Virginia, but being in Virginia in June, just the heat of that, and the loneliness of not being in the bubble, that was affecting my morale. I was definitely getting pretty down. Um, not being around other hikers. So that's why I just jumped another 200 miles to Northern Virginia. I'm now up in Northern Virginia, and I'll be finishing Virginia in the next couple weeks. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm still hiking and still hopefully gonna lose some more weight. I'm only down the initial 30 pounds, although I'm definitely down more inches than that because there was definitely a muscle gain and transfer of fat to muscle and all that. So yeah, I'm sorry I haven't updated it in a while. Um, it's also been, the other, I guess the final goal I didn't really mention was just, being able to be out here without any money, and being able to maintain and stay on trail as long as I can without the income. So any donations I've had in the past have been hugely helpful, and any continued donations I am so grateful for. But that's for me to keep going, to keep being out here and continuing on my other goals. I am going to need some more help, but so that's greatly appreciated. All of that. What else has happened? Oh, I did had a couple of battery bank stolen in Damascus. That sucked. The biggest suckage of that was losing the power cords. The power cords are more important than the battery banks because I had just been given a couple of new battery banks, and I did hang on to those. But then just this week, I did lose another battery bank. Well, I didn't lose it, it died on me. And it was an old one I'd had for a while, but it finally kicked the bucket. So that's an expense. I'm now down, am down on battery power, and that's going to be a stressor for me going forward. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do about that, but that's definitely something I'm going to have to work out at some point here. Yeah, so gonna keep hiking and working towards my goals of being in the hiker community, warning mom, and losing some weight, getting in better shape, and hopefully preventing heart disease going forward. So yeah, I am, like I said, I am struggling morale wise. I've been in a little bit of a funk, and I've been finding it hard to keep my spirits up and keep hiking, but I had some good days, any and continued encouragement is greatly appreciated. And hikers hike. Remember, I reserve my trust and friendship for those who display empathy, kindness, and gratitude. Kitchen sink out.